Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Hype Down. And today what we're going to do is we're going to analyze why dual wielding frost is better than two-hander frost. Now, a lot of people who quit the game quit when two-hander was better, and things have changed. I have a lot of people asking me, why is dual wielding better? Is two-hander still viable? Etc. Let me answer that question for you. Yes, two-hander still is viable, but if you want to make it viable, you're going to need to stack a little bit of different stats, and then you're going to have to keep the same rotation, meaning obliterate being your main source of damage versus your frost strikes being your main source of damage. But let me slow down. We're going to cover a lot of topics on why what is better than what. Like I said, I love breaking things down for you guys, and like I said, you guys come to me with a question, I will analyze it for you, and like I say, guys, it's one thing to see somebody doing something and copying it, and there's another reason to know why you're actually doing it. You know, when you know why you're doing something, you can play around with things and just take your gaming to the next level, because you're going to craft a different skill. And hopefully after watching this video, you understand why I feel dual wielding is better, and why a lot of people are more successful with dual wielding than two-handers. First off, let's start off with talking about what you need for the two-hander frost. With two-hander frost, your main stat isn't going to be mastery. It's going to be versatility. Why is that? Because let's go to the skill. I think it's Might of the Frozen Waves. Yes, here it is. Wielding a two-handed weapon increases obliterates damage by 50% and all melee attacks by 35%. What that means, guys, is, listen, obliterates damage is being increased by 50%. What is obliterate? Let's look at obliterate. Obliterate is a move that does physical damage, okay? Now, if you see this move, it has nothing to do with frost damage, mastery, nothing. This is why you want versatility, because you want your oblits to crack for as much as they can. How do you do this? You do this with your strength buffs and, of course, like I said, your versatility stats. So if you're going to be one of those guys who wants to still be the two-hander frost, cool, but you're going to need to get that versatility gear from your champion boxes, or just waste your conquest on them too with your conquest. But alright, anyway, here's why I feel as it's weak. It's weaker than dual wielding. Here's the reason why I love dual wielding frost better than I love two-hander. With a blit being the main source of damage, guys, your main source of damage resources is coming from your runes. You're probably like, okay, so what? So what? How do you heal as a frost death knight? How do you slow people as a frost death knight? It all comes from your runes. Now, if your main source of damage comes from your runes, and your main source of healing comes from your runes, when do you have time to do damage if you're in trouble, or if you need to peel? See, let me stick with the two-hander real quick. Let's just go. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm gonna pop all of my things. Okay, let's wait for some proxies so we can see some really big numbers. That's one. Let's put on. Okay, that's two. Now everything's popped. Now look, oblit, howling blast, frost strike. Oh my God, you're one shot. Oh my God, heal. I can't. I got one. I can plague leech. I got another one. Okay, you're good now. Okay, frost strike. Look, stupid damage. Now look, I have no runes to keep spamming my blitz. Okay, I'm getting one blit at a time. I got another blit. But the thing is, oh my God, you're in trouble again. Oh my God, I'm getting, like, I can't heal now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like, there's nothing I can do for myself if I'm constantly trying to pour out pressure with my runes. If I need an instant heal, if you're going up against a great team, one CC chain, if your healer tells you to heal, you better fucking heal, or you better do something. And if you can't, game over. Okay. Now, if you're two-hander frost and your team and your healer says you're in trouble, blood press right away. Run the fuck away, chain of ice, whatever, if you can. Plague leech, you might want to even save your plague leech for defense. I mean, you just gotta play so much more. You just gotta play so different. Because why? Because your runes are your main source of damage, and you have really no flexibility for it to be your utility. So you're gonna need a beastie fucking healer if you want to be a really good two-hander frost DK. Okay. So I hope that explained the two-hander frost again. Again, like I said, you're going to need versatility because obliterate has nothing to do with your mastery, your frost damage. And again, you want versatility because not only is your obliterate going to be doing more damage, your other melee attacks are going to be doing more damage as well. They see 35% more. Now, before the nerf happened, I made a discussion about two-hander still may be viable. The reason why I said that is because obliterate used to deal 35% less damage to players, and that's not there anymore. So obliterates crack people. I mean, it hits hard. So like I said, obliterate can still be a great thing to spam, but I just love dual wielding because you have more flexibility. You have more flexibility. Why? Because your runic power is going to be your main source of damage versus your runes being the main source of damage. Why is that so important, Hype? Because if, alright, with two-hander, my obliterates are my biggest source of damage, and what is my biggest source of heals? Also my runes. So if I got two things that I need from my DK from my runes, like we're in trouble. And like I said, that's why I used to love runic corruption for two-hander, because like I said, you're going to be doing everything with your runes first. Now, when you go up on the target and you get some a blitz off, it'll speed everything up, and like pretty much my blitz was the first thing I would use once I catch a target, because a blitz was the biggest source of damage. But now that frost strike is the biggest source of damage, the first attack that I'm going to do when I get on my target is frost strike, not obliterate. But let me slow down. Let me slow down. Where was I at? I lost where I was at, guys. But let me just start off by saying, with obliterate being your main source of damage, and oh yeah, that's what I was saying. See, your obliterate is your offense, but your death strike and death siphons is your defense. They are both coming from the same thing. Now let's equip the dual wielding. Now, my main source of damage are my frost strikes. So that means I'm not going to be using my runes as my main source of damage. My main source of damage is now my runic power. Okay? What does this mean? This means that I can use any move I want with my runes. Any move I want. I can spam Howling Blasts. I can do two Plague Strikes. Because guess what? I can Plague Leech into an Obliterate. I can do that. I can use Death Siphon. And once I'm at 100 runic power, now I start using my moves for my main source of damage. My Frost Strikes is my main source of damage. It looks a little shisty right now. I mean, not shisty. It looks a little weak right now. But I'm gonna let look 94k with no buffs. I'm gonna let my runes and stuff and my trinkets come back. And I'm gonna show you the damage with the dual wielding frost strikes real quick. But before we do that, let's talk about it and why the frost strikes is the strike to utilize with dual wielding. Let's go back to the same buff we just read. Dual wielding increases frost strikes damage by 100% and causes weapon damage strikes to also strike with your offhand. What this means, guys, dual wielding increases your frost strikes damage by 100%. Frost strike, frost strike. Where is Frost Strike? Boom, Frost Strike is down here. What does Frost Strike do? Instantly strikes the enemy, causing 16 344 frost damage, frost damage, frost damage, which means your mastery is going to make that frost damage do more. That's why you stack mastery and not versatility, because versatility has nothing to do with frost damage. Mastery has everything to do with frost damage. Hype, how do you know that? When you scroll over mastery, it says mastery increases all frost damage done by 54%. This percentage will increase with the amount of mastery you stack. So okay, so now that's why we're going to be specking differently. See guys, I'm really trying to break and simplify this all down for you guys, because like I said, everybody, they look at everybody else's armory, or they don't know what's going on. I'm trying to clear this up for you guys. I'm trying to give you all the food that's made me a better player. Okay, so forgive me if I'm sounding like you guys don't know anything, but this is how you learn. Okay, so now I just explained why Frost Strikes is the main move. Now let me touch base on why that's a good thing. The reason why this is a good thing is because, like I said, now your runes become utility. What I mean by that is now I can use my runes for whatever attack I want, either a Blit or Howling Blast. I can slow people, I can heal, and I'm still going to have big damage because Frost Strike is my biggest move, my biggest damage, and it hits a lot harder than it used to back in the day. It hits super hard. Okay, so like I said, what move do you use first, Hype? What do you use Howling Blast? Like, is Howling Blast the best move to use? Like I said, guys, your runes are utility now. So with Frost Strike being the best move, how do you use Frost Strike? You use Frost Strike when you get 25 runic power. Man, if I can get 25 runic power to do the most damage, I want to get the most runic power I can as fast as I can. How do you do that? By using Obliterate. This is why I choose Obliterate over Howling Blast, because look, I just got 60 runic power. I can Plague Leech to do another Obliterate, and I got 100. Now we can go with spamming my Frost Strikes. Okay, I was on Blood Press, sorry about that. But okay. That's why I like using Obliterate over Howling Blast, because Obliterate still does a lot of damage, but the thing is, it's giving me quicker runic power. Now, if I went in there Howling Blasting, I'm going to be straight from around. Look, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast. It just takes too long versus Oblit. So when you do 3 Oblits, that's 60 runic power, you play Leech, you get another 20 runic power, and you just go Frost Strike crazy. It's Obliterate, I use it because it gives me quicker runic power to dump Frost Strikes which overall is the best move you want to be doing. Okay, so with the scale of what move should you use, what do you want to do? I mean, if I'm chasing a guy, okay, and I got Chill Blands on, I'm going to use Howling Blast. I want to do damage because Howling Blast still does do damage, and it's going to apply Chill Blands. Okay, of course I'm going to use one Chain of Ice so I can root and get to him faster, but in general I'm going to use Howling Blast because I can use whatever damage I want. And if I can't catch the guy, if I'm not next to him, I'm not going to be doing no Frost Strikes. I want to build up the runic power, so when I get to him, now I can Frost Strike. Now that I'm on him, I'm going to Obliterate because look at my runic power. I want to look my runic power. This is why I'm going to be oblitting. I'm not going to use an oblit. I'm not going to use a Frost Strike and then look, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast. You see that? Now watch this. Frost Strike, oblit. You know, here now another one, oblit. So this is why you obliterate. You obliterate to get more runic power. Your Obliterate still does a respectable amount of damage, but it's going to be your biggest damage move you got to get the runic power as fast as you can. Okay, so like I said, you can use Howling Blast, but use it when you can't catch the guy, slow him down, heal up, do whatever you need to do. So now when you get to him, you got a full thing of 100 runic power, and you can just go spam crazy with it. Now when you run out, Hype, what do you use? Oblit or Howling Blast? Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast, Howling Blast. You see it does good damage, but it's taking so long. this game is about doing as much damage as possible. Look, I only got one frost strike out of spamming those obliterates like that. But I mean those howling blasts like that. But if I spam oblit, I got all this runic power, and I just got 3 frost strikes off. And look, oblit, plague leech, oblit. Look, this is why you use oblit, okay? But let's get back on topic. Why I love it better. Because like I said, your main source of damage is coming from your runes, which makes your runes utility. Okay, so now watch this. I'm hitting them hard as I can. I'm hitting them. Oh my god, hype heal. Okay, shit. Death strike. Death siphon. Look. Frost strike. And then I'm healing some more. I death strike. Oh shit, dots hitting on them. Put the dots on them. Look, frost strike. Plague leech. Death siphon. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all these healing moves. I'm death striking and death siphoning. But then look at the trade. Look at how I'm using my runic power for my damage. Now when my healer says I'm good, I can go back to doing damage. Boom. I just heal just to help him out a little bit more. 2 frost strikes. You know what I'm saying? This is why dual wielding is better, because you can heal and you can do anything you want with your runes and still top damage. Now, like I said, when you're holding a two-handed weapon, guys, if you had to heal while you're doing damage, you gotta wait, because you had to be spamming a blitz, because you're not killing anybody with your frost strikes as a two-hander. Okay. So guys, I hope this answered your question. Just so let me show you the damage. I forgot to show you the damage. Let's get some procs here. Let me show you the damage, the dig damage. Okay, popping everything. Oblit. Look at the blitz damage. 56k, right? Let me play with another one. Now watch this. Frost strike. You know what I'm saying? This is why I love it. Look, frost strike. Look, 109,000. And like I said, guys, the what's it called? The oblits are still doing a lot of damage. The dual wielding obliterates are hitting for the same, if not more, amount as the two-handers frost strikes. Like I said, when you're alright, what I mean by that, let me show you. The two-handers frost strikes don't hit that hard. You just seen my dual wielding frost strike hit for 109k. Now watch the two-hander frost strike, 35,000. You just see me hit the dummy dog for 59,000 with an obliterate with dual wielding 2 sloppy swords. Okay, so like I said, guys, this is why I feel as if dual wielding is better, because your runes are utility, but they still do big damage. Your obliterates are going to still do big damage. Now like I said, with two-hander, your runes are the main source of damage, but your frost strikes aren't going to be hitting hard at all. Okay. And like I said, I actually play with the set bonus, so I need to spam obliterate. That's why I choose obliterate over howling blast, because I get a free howling blast with spamming obliterate. What I mean by that, let's get to the target. When you see, look, that's one obliterate. When you see this over the head, that means that's a free howling blast. Watch my runes. You're not going to see any frost runes get depleted with this one. Bang. Now what happens is, you see this icon? This is indicating that the guys are going to receive 10% more frost damage. Now my frost strikes are going to really be cracking him. Okay, so that's how you see those really big numbers, guys, is because I'm taking advantage of everything that I have. I use all of my procs, I line up everything, I put that debuff on, then I go frost strike crazy. And like I said, because I'm taking advantage of my set bonuses, you can even death grip into a frost strike and do 25% additional damage. Sometimes I death grip into a death strike for a big heal. Like, you gotta know how to put your things together, guys. This was a lot of information. This kind of went on longer than I wanted to go on, but this is how I do things. This is how I preach to you guys. I want you guys to understand what's going on after this video is over. So let's recap, real short and plain and sweet. Let's just recap everything. Dual wielding frost. The reason why I feel it is better is because your main damage is coming from frost strike. Frost strike costs runic power. The reason why this is important is because I can dump full pressure, and then if I need to heal, I can heal. If I can continue with doing my damage, I can then go with doing my blitz, howling blast. If I need them to slow, I can slow them, whatever. And as I'm doing these things, I'm receiving runic power, 10 per ability, to go back to doing more damage. It's a way better expect to play. I'm telling you, believe what I'm saying. And like I said, guys, you have a healer to help you out with healers. I have a healing guide coming soon for the Frost DK to let you understand how to heal. So please stay tuned for that. But like I said, guys, this is a team game. You don't really have to worry too much about being live lords, but that shit does come in handy to clutch out some games. Alright, but like I said, I feel like I should say a lot more, but this is pretty much all of the information, okay? Now let's go back to two-hander. Let me close out two-hander. The reason why I feel as if two-hander is still viable because obliterates still crack for a lot of damage. But guess what? I'm going to need new gear, which is a con for me. I don't care to grind out a whole new set of gear just for versatility. I'm gonna need versatility though instead. And then my rotation is gonna have to be different because well, not my rotation, but my I'm gonna have to be more smarter the way I use my attacks, because guess what, when my buffs are procced, I want to oblit as much as possible, because that's my big damage, not my frost strikes. I'm going to frost strike, but my frost strikes are only going to help me get runes back faster. If you're playing with the two-hander frost, like I said, I recommend playing with runic corruption, because when your frost strikes are just utility now, so you're going to need to get those runes back fast for like healing or whatever. Now, can blood tap still work? Absolutely. But like I said, when I was playing last season and I was experimenting with runic corruption, I found that runic corruption worked a lot better for me than blood tap. But like I said, it still works, and blood tap can actually be the matter between life and death if you need an instant heal. But like I said, if you're going to think about going with two-hander, you experiment with that for yourself, you know. But dual wielding is blood tap hands down. And yeah, this is why I don't like it, because like I said, too many things are coming from your runes. Too much. You got your main source of damage coming from your runes, you got your pills coming from your runes, you got your heals coming from your runes. Like I said, I mean, of course Lynchborn is going to increase your healing received, but there's no death coils being chucked at yourself, so you're fucked there. There's no, your runic power can't save you with your health. Don't troll me with conversion. Conversion's ass. We're not using conversion, and like I said, you don't need conversion being taken away from your frost strikes either. But guys, I've been yapping for long enough. I believe that I've gave you guys enough information to understand why dual wielding frost is better than two-hander frost. Okay, guys, this is your boy Hype Down. Okay, I fucked up my closing. Okay guys, thank you for watching, thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, refer me to some friends, and please continue to be a fantastic audience. Guys, if you still have any questions at all, please leave it in the comments below. I will reply to you. But guys, please review this tape, rewind it. I said a lot of key things here explaining why dual wielding frost is better. Of course, a lot of you didn't need this video to know that, but like I said, it's great to have the meaning behind why. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can do monkey see monkey do, but knowing why you're doing something can just take you to the next level, and that's what I enjoy doing for you guys. Alright, but I'm starting to do that thing again where I just keep talking. So this is your boy Hype Down, and I'll see you next time. Peace.